Ladies and gentlemen, grab your seats, grab your gum. Hope you're ready for some baseball because you're here with the Dirt and Turf podcast. And unfortunately, we're only a duo today, so we have Cat.
Hello. It's just me and Cobra today. And sometimes it's just me, but that's okay. You there, Cobra? No? That's all right. I'm going to start out by talking about the Orioles and how Wednesday and Thursday against the New York Yankees, they amassed...
Yeah, we're going to have these issues. Sorry about that.
It's all right. I was just talking about how the Orioles, in the last two games on Wednesday and Thursday against the Yankees, they amassed 24 runs.
It's always a good day when the Orioles beat up on the Yankees, or any team beat up on the Yankees.
Exactly.
And it's very, that's one of the best things about baseball. We root for any other team but the Yankees, unless you're Tyler, who unfortunately Tyler is at a graduation. He is. I
was so looking forward to rubbing this in his face too. Let me tell you.
Yeah, nothing better than rubbing salt into the pus-filled wounds of a Yankees fan. But that's pretty kind of that's definitely kind of fun. Seeing again, the Orioles are doing pretty well. The Yankees are the Yankees. They're going to perform like they're going to perform. But an interesting story popped up. The New York Mets had some very interesting type of luck today. Not today, but this past week. They enlisted the help of a McDonald's mascot. They had help from Grimace. Grimace threw out the first pitch, and they were on an 8-game winning streak until the Texas Rangers snapped it.
Stop.
And funnily enough, on this day, on June 21st, 2024, they absolutely steamrolled the Cubs 11-1.
Are you
11-1?
Right now?
I'm not. 11-1. Lol Mets reigning supreme on the Cubs. I think it was at Wrigley too. So that is very, very interesting.
After Grimace, like the purple dude from McDonald's.
Yes, that Grimace.
Why did he even throw out the first pitch?
Because it's Pride Month, and Grimace is technically a gay icon. Technically.
Since when?
Good question.
Oh.
Just a very good question. Which, I mean, it is June. It's still Pride Month. We got, and we'll have one more week of Pride Month for the Dirt and Turf podcast. But that's enough of Grimace, and that is definitely enough of a little bit of humble bragging. Oh wait, no, because we got to talk about the standings, Cat.
Yes.
All right.
I'm okay with talking about the standings because a certain team, the Orioles, are now only half a game back from the Yankees.
And not only that, but they shared the same winning percentage. They are in a 3-way tie, being the best team in baseball.
That's just like my dad.
A 3-way tie. You want to know who the third team is?
And he is thrilled for his Orioles.
Right. But do you want to know who the third team is who's tied for the best team in baseball?
Isn't it the Phillies?
It is the Phillies.
Yankees, Orioles, and Phillies, yeah.
And, very interesting triumvirate right there. So, the Yankees and Orioles have a 662 winning percentage. And as Kat said, they're only half game back. Yankees 51-26, Orioles 49-25. So again, not too bad. Then you have the Red Sox.
The best in baseball. I keep geeking out about that. I'm sorry. I won't interrupt again.
No, it's okay, Kat. It's okay. It's part of the show. So we got the Red Sox, 10 games back behind the leader of the Yankees, 40-35. You got Tampa Bay Rays, 36-39, 14 games back, and the Toronto Blue Jays at 35-39. 14 and a half games back.
Wow.
So that, yeah. So, and
It's
now
crazy
getting
to think that Boston can have such a good record and be 10 games away from the Yankees and 9.5 away from the Orioles.
It just goes to show you how much juggernaut the Orioles and the Yankees are.
Indeed.
All right. Moving from the Central, the Guardians, 46-26.
That's respectable.
Very. And in second place, the Royals, who are in danger of losing this lead. The last 10 have not been good. 3 of the last 10, just oof. Because nipping at their heels is the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah, I feel like the Twins might overtake them before the.
They actually did. They actually did earlier this week.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
the Twins had actually been in second place in the middle of this week.
Oh my gosh.
And 13 and a half games back are the Detroit Tigers. 34 and 40. And you're still here. The Chicago White Sox, 20-56, 28 games back.
Good team. Like they used to be good.
This is what happens when you have sniveling ownership.
This is true.
Thank God Mike Moustakas isn't on that team. He probably would have embarrassed himself. Like, sorry, Moose.
Yeah.
Now, in the AL West, we have the Seattle Mariners, 34-33, 571. Now that's more like it. Seattle's starting to look more like a division leader than just, hey, we're here to help the division.
We're trying, people. We're trying.
Yeah. Speaking of we're trying, Houston Astros are in second. The Houston Astros are in second. 35 and 4.
I feel like they weren't in second, like not that long ago.
No, they weren't. They were actually behind the Texas Rangers.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, the Houston. Yeah, they kind of snuck in there. A little bit sneaky right there.
A little bit.
Yep. Astros 35 and 40, and the Rangers are 34 and 40. So half game behind the Astros, and 8.5 games back. Then you have the bottom feeders. The Angels, 29-45, and the Athletics at 28-49.
I think it's funny they're still listed as the Oakland Athletics.
Yeah, considering they're just going to be called the Athletics of baseball.
Yeah, so weird.
Or yeah, well, again, this is what happens when ownership sucks. This is what happens when ownership completely gives up on a city, and I hate it. It's
gross, quite frankly.
Yeah, there's no such thing as the standard of loyalty. I hate to say that, but it's like money talks, bullshit walks. That's what they do.
Yep.
And now let's go back to the East Coast, but to the National League. The Philadelphia Phillies, we just mentioned, are in a three-way tie with the Yankees and Orioles as the best team in baseball with a .662 win percentage.
That's amazing.
49 and 25. However, their last 10, they've been four of the last 10.
Ooh.
Then, interesting. Right behind them is the Atlanta Braves, 41 and 31. 6 of the last 10 have been wins. 7 games back.
It's funny that you say they're right behind the Phillies, but they're 7 games back.
Yeah, that's interesting to me. Nationals. The Nationals are in third place. You thought the Mets were surging. The Nationals aren't no slouch either. They're still fighting because the Mets and the Nationals are actually tied for third place.
Yep.
Nationals are 7 of the last 10, but the Mets 8 of their last 10, and like I said, they just won today.
Wow.
And finally, the Miami Marlins.
Those poor Miami Marlins.
Who arguably could be just as bad as the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah.
And we have to preface this. They were a playoff team last year.
Yep.
What happened? All right. Now to the National League Central. Surprise, the Brew Crew. The Brewers.
Hey, have they been in any fights recently?
No, they haven't. But they kind of should be, considering the Stanley Cup is tonight.
Yeah,
Come on, again. I'm rooting Florida. I do not want Connor McJesus to get a cup. I'm sorry, screw him. He's not Gretzky.
No, he is not. No one is.
Exactly. No, look, Wayne Gretzky, different era, but he's still a great one for a reason.
For sure.
Second place, the St. Louis Cardinals. Like the St. Louis Cardinals,
even 500.
Right at 500, 6.5 games back. 37, that's not bad. But nipping at their heels is the Pittsburgh Pirates. Is it safe to talk about the Pirates? Is he not here? Wait. I don't hear him.
Don't keep saying it. Don't keep
okay,
saying
I think it's safe to say. I think it's safe. So the Pirates are the Pirates. They're doing pretty well. That's right, they are. Pittsburgh Pirates are doing the greatest Pittsburgh Steeler impersonation ever. That is why they're going to Super Bowl. Yenzer, you're drunk. I swear. He was coming. He was coming. We knew he was coming. It just.
Yeah.
And we just talked about them, that they lost to the Mets, the Chicago Cubs, 36-40, and they suffered a humiliating loss against Little Mets. Yeah, you hate to see it. You hate to see it.
Really and truly.
And Cincinnati Reds, if you look at the record, they're not bad. They are the best. They are actually the best of the bottom feeding teams, realistically. Yeah. Like a 473 winning percentage. Yeah, that's very respectable considering.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they weren't the Central, they'd be contenders. But here we are. And of course, the National League West. The Dodgers with famous gambler Shohei Ohtani still under roster. And no, I will not lay off that.
We shouldn't.
No,
because the uniform debacle this year.
Yeah.
We're not getting answers that are satisfactory.
Yeah. Nope.
It's just kind of, that issue that you're asking questions about.
We can't do it. Yeah, look over here. Sweep under the rug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. So again, I definitely agree with you. Just like the Fanatics uniforms, which again, I will preface, we are affiliated with Fanatics. Use our link in the bio wherever you get your podcasts. But we reserve the right to be realistic. We are realistic type people. We are raw, but we reserve that right. We are honest with you.
Yes, if you're putting out a product that I think needs adjusting, then that's something that needs fixing.
I will openly say this. I am a person that I will not endorse a product unless I like and I use it. Okay,
Right.
that is the type of person that I am. Buchanan, Dr. Squatch sleeves, I've used them. Fubo TV, I like it. Century
Yes.
PC, that's Ben's thing. Bulletproof coffee, hey, I enjoy coffee, you know. And W Energy,
Things about bulletproof coffee.
yeah, and W Energy has been our first sponsor, showing us love. But we are looking for a new energy drink sponsor if we get a new one. Either way. But the Padres, speaking of the West, the Padres, they're in second place, 9 games back, 39-40. But nipping at their heels are the Diamondbacks, also 9 games back, 37-38. Then there's the Giants, 36-40, and then Colorado Rockies, 26-49. And that rounds.
It's astounding to me that the closest, I should say, second place team is the Orioles to the Yankees.
Yeah. And
Kansas
again,
City is 6 games back, and Houston's 8, Atlanta's 7.
Yeah. It's just how competitive this is getting, and we're not even at the All-Star break. The All-Star break is where the rubber really meets the road, because there's there's a little bit of a roster break, trade that
it's kind of like hitting the reset button a little bit.
Yeah. Yes, and also the trade deadline is coming too, so that's how you got to think about that as well. But now we're going to get to the final bit of our podcast, which will be brought to you today by Fubo TV. Fubo TV is a streaming platform where you get all your sports or favorite channels all in one area. Check out Fubo TV by using our affiliate link in the podcast bio wherever you get your podcasts. Support the channel. Give us some love. Thank you, Fubo TV. All right, Kat. Since it's just us, I want you to pick 3 games. Which 3 games are you going to be watching? Obviously, I know one of your picks. That's the Orioles.
Always the Orioles. Tonight they are playing
the Astros, and they're losing 1-0. Bottom of the first, though.
Yeah. We've been. There's only been one sweep of us in the past couple of months at this point.
Yep.
So, I'm like, I'm not too worried about this game, but,
right.
I still pay attention to it.
Yeah, you got to. And the other game? The other games, should say.
On Saturday, let's see. Ooh, Blue Jays at
Cleveland.
Cleveland. Thank you. I couldn't get Cleveland.
Let me say this right now. The Cleveland Guardians are whomping on the Toronto Blue Jays 7-1.
Ooh.
Yep. It is right now the middle of the middle of the fourth too. So who knows what's going to happen in that game?
Oh man. See, and I like a good game where like you get like the comeback, and that's fun too.
All right.
And then finally, I'm gonna say Brewers Padres.
Ooh, nice. Very nice. Very nice pick. And for me, I'm gonna actually keep an eye out on the Mets. The Mets demolished the Cubs today, so let's see what they do on the weekend, because they seem to be enjoying that Grimace shake that they had. Next, I'm going to take a look at the Braves Yankees.
Oh, yes.
Right now the Braves are beating the Yankees 8-1 right now.
Ooh.
So right now, Cat.
That one.
Yep, and Cat is kind of like going, "Go Braves, go Braves," because that'll definitely knock them a little further down the standings.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and you can salt in the wood for Tyler.
Little
But I'm
bit.
gonna,
Little
you know, and to me, that always seemed to be the rivalry of the '90s because the Braves could never beat the Yankees in the World Series.
Yes.
Yeah, it was always
Yes.
Braves Yankees, and my dad was
I
getting tired
always
of that.
felt so bad for the Braves.
Yep, and finally, I'm gonna keep an eye on the Battle of LA, the Dodgers and the
Okay.
Angels. I would say Nationals Rockies, but that's gonna be a gong show over in Coors Field.
Well, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. So, anywho, that is it for our podcast today. It's a little bit of a short one. You know, again, Tyler's away, and so Ben. You know, we wish both of them luck. You know, Ben had encountered some health issues, and Tyler, he's enjoying graduation.
Yeah, you gotta put the family first.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Family is very important. And we'd like to give a special thanks to our affiliate sponsors: W Energy, Bulletproof Coffee, Fanatics. You know, we have Dr. Squatch, Century PC, Duke Cannon, and finally, Fubo TV.
Yes, indeed.
Exactly. I'm Cobra, alongside a cat. We like to thank you for listening. Don't forget, play ball.